Probably it's a bit strange in 2026 to talk about how I use ChatGPT when tools like this are already deeply integrated into almost everyone's life. But I still think that my way of using ChatGPT to improve my English can be new to someone or just interesting to hear about. So here are 3 ways how ChatGPT makes my English better. The third one is my favorite. The first thing is very obvious, but I have to start with it. Since English is not my native language, I try to do as many things as possible in English. And it's also true for chatting with AI. By default, I chat with ChatGPT in English. Yes, there are situations where I prefer my native language. When the topic is much better covered in my native language, when I'm short on time and the topic is quite difficult or new, and when I'm just very tired. In most other situations, I give my input to ChatGPT in English and it automatically helps me have practice in writing, speaking and reading every day and passively expand my vocabulary. Second, practice speaking. Very often it's much faster to dictate something than to write it. It's especially applicable to me when I'm walking with my dog and want to ask ChatGPT something. I communicate in English in writing almost every day but speak English only half as much, so dictating to ChatGPT works absolutely great. The last and the most important thing, expanding my vocabulary and improving my grammar. This covers a lot of things I can do with ChatGPT. Automatically check the grammar in any message I send in the ChatGPT app, intentionally request a grammar check of my text or ask ChatGPT to find parts that sound unnatural, describe a situation and help me finish or improve my text, and translate my input and explain how I'd say the same thing in other situations. These capabilities are great by themselves, but what makes them more useful is the fact that ChatGPT has personalization capabilities and a quick chat feature. What this means? If I'm writing an email and want to check my grammar, I do the following. Press Alt+A, then type my sentence and add C letter at the end and press enter. That's it. I'm not dependent on having an integration with any grammar checking service in every app I use, and I can call this small window from anywhere and it's amazingly convenient. And unlike regular grammar tools, here you can revise part of the sentence, ask to make it more or less formal, adapt it to the context and so on. What's important here? When I see a corrected version of my text, in most cases I manually rewrite my original text, not copy and paste it from ChatGPT, because it helps me memorize the right structure, the right words and phrases. How it can be set up? Quick chat can be set up via settings, chat bar, keyboard shortcut. Personalization via settings, personalization provide custom instructions. The instructions I use. Of course, it's important here not to start writing and speaking like an AI. To avoid that, it's worth asking ChatGPT in some cases just to check your grammar without serious text rewriting, probably highlighting parts that sound unnatural as well. This aims to avoid situations where ChatGPT rewrites your text, making it something absolutely different. At the same time, it's important to pick up language nuances from real people to understand how they naturally express themselves. So this is how I utilize ChatGPT. Push the like button to support the channel and subscribe to see my next videos.